Yo, what's up? This is comedian Shang, and you're listening to Savage AF. Stop playing. Get at it.
Savage.
As what?
We savage.
As what?
Savage.
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 Savage?
Savage.
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 You are listening to Savage AF right here on Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy. I'm your boy Black Pedro.
And this is Shang in the building. Make sure you follow us on all social media at Comedian Shang is mine.
At Black Pedro is mine.
And make sure you get at us on all of our pages. Now we got Savage AF on the Facebook and also on the Instagram. It's Savage AF Radio.
Savage AF Radio on
Right.
Instagram,
And
Twitter, all of that.
Twitter, all of that.
And Savage AF on Facebook. And make sure you follow us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher,
Slacker,
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio.
The heart stands for love, guys.
It
if you didn't
stands
know
for
that,
love.
okay?
And follow the Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy.
Okay.
Too.
Yes.
Yeah, that page.
It's actually just Dash Comedy
It's
Radio.
Dash
Dash Comedy Radio. That's right. On Instagram, right?
On
At
Instagram.
Dash
Yeah,
Comedy
Twitter,
Radio on
everything.
all the platforms, guys.
And we're going to blaze through this real quick, and then we're going to jump in this. We got our other guest here, but I want to say, make sure you go check out the show with right now this weekend.
Yeah, at the Ha Ha Cafe
The Ha Ha
in
Cafe.
North Hollywood. We have our special guest in the building, Miss Alara Siri. That's Hollywood Positive for everybody out there. Hey,
Right.
I lost my crowd, girl.
Okay, so
No, yeah, there we go.
yeah, no, there it is.
Okay. There we go.
I wanted to put your kids on timeout.
Okay,
See, and they were being so good. They behave every.
they behave, and make sure. And it shows at 7, and also someone else is going to be out of the country.
Yeah. So
Some certain
this
person.
Thursday, Valentine's Day, if you're gonna be in the Bahamas, Nassau, Bahamas, at the Courtyard Marriott, it is the 10th annual Love Fest,
Love
y'all.
Fest with DJ Naughty.
Let the comedians do the laugh making for you guys. All right, then gentlemen, you just get your lady home and don't say anything stupid. All right, just
And then you know
let
what
us set up the thing, and then you just shut the fuck up when you get home, dog.
Make them laugh,
That's all
then you get to gut them out.
Don't fuck up all the good shit I did for you in the beginning.
Exactly.
All the laughing that you couldn't make her do, leave that to us.
Yes.
And then you just go home and don't. You know?
And go home
Yeah.
and
That's
go
it's
home.
that
Do
easy.
the
right?
love making, not the
Yes.
laughing.
Yeah, exactly. Laugh now, love later. That's how we do this,
And
y'all.
then also, after
Shank, you're gonna be somewhere on
All right,
Valentine's Day, right?
well, what we're going to do is we're going to roll into our other guest that came in for the show that's going to be on for the second half of this show.
Hey.
We got to bring him in.
you
Yes,
go.
he's a young man that does stand-up and comedy, and we're going to be doing a show at the Ice House. That'll be that February 17th in Pasadena, California. And please, I get the applause ready. I get the applause ready for this young man. Yes,
yeah.
put the applause together for Keith Michael Ashton. Yo,
Thank you. Whoa.
What's going on, man?
K-
Not much,
KMA.
man. What's going on, fellas?
Yeah, listen to this. Boy, he got that melodic, like, yeah, baby. What's going
Well,
on?
you know, because that's fellow Trini over there.
It's in the house.
That's
There you go.
Trini Brethren.
Trini Brethren. Yeah.
What's going on, fellas?
Keith Michael Ashton, man. Here on Savage AF on Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy, we like to educate. We are for the kids, man. Tell the kids where they can find you, where they can follow you.
Definitely, you can check out my website, which is www.keithmichaelashton.com. You can catch me on Instagram at KMA Images. Twitter is KMA Ashton, so it's actually KMASHTON. Boom.
Boom.
KM
Yeah, you
Ashton?
There we go. Yes.
KM Ashton?
Yes.
KM Ashton. There we go.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah,
That's how
there
we
you
like
go.
that.
Yeah.
Keith Michael Ashton, brother.
But it's
So,
KMA, yeah.
Tell people what they can expect when they come to a KMA show. What are they going to get from you?
We have a lot of fun usually. This Sunday we have a really special show. I got some of my favorite comics in Los Angeles. I got my boy Shang is headlining.
Yeah, I'll be doing a little something.
Something. We got Aretha Jones, beautiful lady, very, very funny, very brilliant.
You know Aretha.
Yeah.
You know Aretha Jones?
Aretha Jones. This is ahead of
What's that?
Guys, we have Alara is a young sweet angel
okay.
who hasn't been tainted by our old man filth yet. All right, I don't think she would know Aretha Jones.
She's great.
So Aretha Jones.
She's brilliant.
Aretha Jones, she's classic comic from just back in the day. Used to tear it up on BET and HBO.
Yes.
And
She's on Last Comic Standing.
Always
Kevin Hart's
just been strong the
Mike
whole
Sam.
time. Yeah, so
She's really good.
A legend in the game.
We also got Willis Turner, who's always very funny.
Willis
brother.
Good friend of mine, man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know, yeah.
We know good
You'll
old
learn
Willis.
all these comics.
You gonna learn.
Hold my hand.
You'll get out there.
We got some heavy hitters, man.
Yeah.
We also have a David Zaslav. He's a very, very funny comedian. He's one of my favorite comics in Los Angeles. Shirley Smith will be on the bill. Kelly Spillman from Atlanta, Georgia is on the bill.
Okay.
And we also got Ro Delagrassi.
Ro Delagrassi,
yeah,
she's funny too, man.
Yeah.
That's some aggressive ladies too. I like that.
There you go.
Yeah,
not those like, I can't find a boyfriend.
No, these are serious comedians.
So
what is this? The 1900s? Like, I can't find a boyfriend to take me off the plantation.
They won't pack him. Dating is so hard.
Dating so hard. Especially.
I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, Alara, but
No, I was enjoying that.
that was my impression of female comedy sometimes. It's just like,
and
no, but listen, it all gets stereotyped, right? Like black comedy is like white people be like hi, and black people be like what's up, you know what I mean? And white comedy is like, I wear a plaid shirt.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh my
like,
God,
and
that
then
was
like,
really good.
No, that was very good. Women be shocked.
and then sometimes like women's comedy is just like, well, boys are stupid. You know what I love about I love about female
God,
comics?
I hope I'm never
is
like
no
that.
matter who the female comic is, when they impersonate a man, we always sound like Neanderthals. They're like, guys always come home and they're like, I don't know. Like every female impression of a dude is like, and their eyes always roll back in their head, and we're always idiots to them. And then when we do the impression,
Yeah, how are you when
we
you
always go
impersonate us?
airhead. We're like, I don't know. Or we go with the screechy pterodactyl T-Rex lady who's like, why don't you ever go? You know, it's like, you never loved me. Yeah. It's like we have two experiences.
It's pretty accurate.
That's it. So, just if you have any dating problems or whatever, just keep that shit to yourself and talk about other shit that people can relate to.
I'm married.
I'm just fucking with you.
That's,
You are married.
I'm not dating
Have
anymore. I'm
you
married.
found that? And I actually knew that. I just wasn't gonna put your life out there. But have you found any roadblocks with that, with the married life and trying to be out here chasing your dreams, and because sometimes this life takes you out of the house.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, who's at home doing the cooking, woman? Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
like,
what the fuck?
It's like
You
I
out here
need to go
telling
network.
jokes. Yeah, but I mean, it's good that you're out there not only telling jokes, but you producing the shit too. So you're a boss.
Thank you.
As
That's right.
is KMA over here
Definitely.
producing
KMA,
shows as well,
exactly.
putting
A
it
lot of
together at the
shows,
Ice
man.
House.
I'm very proud we have 4 ladies on the show. A lot of shows in LA don't have many ladies on the show.
That's
so
what we were just talking about.
Oh,
that
yeah?
balance,
Hey, nice
the
to
balance
meet
in the
you.
There you
force.
go.
That's
serious,
it.
man.
And
A lot of
ladies-
funny folks, man.
Yeah.
Ladies, it is your time. Take over now.
And the Ice House is a nice club. If you get a chance, you come out. We're at stage 2.
Stage 2, it's a nice intimate room,
Right.
70 seats, and we got comics who being in big venues. It's gonna be a very intimate crowd. It'll be really nice.
Yeah,
Check
so
the show out.
make sure you come out. And I'm actually going to be doing a set where I'm going clean. So that's
Uh-oh.
going to be fucking interesting. I'm doing. I got to do a half-hour clean. So it's going to be my clean material, my TV squeaky clean material.
He's still
So-
strong, still strong.
Oh, guys,
man.
you got to come
Still
out to this
strong.
one because I've seen Shang do this, and when he goes clean, all the curtains in the club literally catch fire. It's like when prostitutes walk into churches and shit. It's like shit that shouldn't be happening. You know what I mean? It's just like, and it works out. It's always funny as
It
shit,
works
but you
out,
just
but
like,
yeah.
huss, Damien. It's like
And
this
then a bunch-
ungodly, unnatural thing that
And a bunch of Rottweilers start sitting at the door. And
snakes come out of the
Right,
ground,
yeah.
worms
yeah,
start.
it's like, and so but definitely come out to the show.
And it's only $10. It's a great bargain, man.
That's
8
it.
great comics.
$10.
$10, man. We'd be throwing down hardcore too.
Yeah, and Keith is going to talk about his travels abroad
Yeah.
and some of the various whores he's been with across the country. No, I'm not going to say he hasn't. I'm not going to say he's been with a lot of whores across the country, but he's experienced whores from all different places.
Not across the country, but definitely in this state. I mean, like, for sure in
no,
this.
but last year didn't you go you went to a whole bunch of places. You went to
That was 2017. I went to 8 different countries, man.
you
Yeah.
went to didn't you go to
I went to China.
Only
performed in
six
China.
STDs though, guys. Okay, so that
which is a
Nailed it.
record
that's
for you.
pretty. I think
I'm pretty
I did my
impressed.
part.
That's pretty good.
I think you
Okay.
did well.
Yeah, thank
How
you.
many-
I'm proud.
Yeah, I
How many
performed a few
countries?
places. Went to performed in China, a few places in China, Vietnam, Iceland. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun getting
Who
out.
the fuck? How many black people are in Iceland?
Well, while he was there, one.
Well, if there was a crime committed, we know where to find it.
It's just like, we're watching you, all of us.
All of us.
All
How was Iceland though?
It was good. It's just I was the only black person on the plane, which is kind of weird. And the thing is, when you're the only black person around, sometimes you get a little paranoid. You see things that are not there.
Right.
like your civil rights,
like other black or like other black people.
Right, yeah.
Civil rights.
His civil rights go out the window. I mean,
Yeah.
but no,
it was fun
that's-
though. It's all due respect. Everyone's cool. Most people are cool anyway. No matter where you go, most people they respect you in terms of everyone loves music, everyone loves comedy. So it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, I just threaten other races and nationalities, and that's how I get over. Like, yeah, I wish you would say something, you little Korean motherfucker, and then they
You
give
can
me,
That works, huh?
You can do, but see, like it's. I think people take it lightly because you are light skinned,
I
right?
know.
Oh,
And but once you get into me and Keith Hugh, like motherfuckers like actually start paying attention. Like, what did he say?
yeah,
Yeah, really.
and all of a sudden
He's gonna do
SWAT
what?
comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He was gonna kick how many babies? What?
Yeah, so, but no, like the thing is, both of you are producing shows, which is cool, and I think that gives a chance for comics that don't get an opportunity to work clubs, a chance to work the clubs. Like some of the comics on your show might not normally get spots at the haha, right?
Right.
Right.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No,
Oh, yeah.
Regular spots? No.
No.
Pedro, do you get regular spots? You get a lot of spots at the haha.
Well, I mean, and no offense to anybody, I don't try to anymore there. like
that's
it's
so
like,
fucked up.
but I certainly had my time where I lived at that club. But I think what Shang is getting at is that in general, politics in the club are getting even worse than DC. You know what I mean? Where you
Really?
you gotta have lobbyists and motherfucking like slush fund
Yeah.
and a PAC, a super PAC in your corner.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I'm thinking about teaming up with the Koch brothers just to get in at the Improv. You know what I'm saying? Like you got it's
tough,
politics,
man.
man.
It's tough,
It's really
yeah.
politics out there. So yeah, so you are like the Bernie Sanders of comedy right now, just
Right.
providing
And-
almost like universal education
Yeah.
to comics who
Right.
can't get it.
Yeah, and Keith, honestly, man, it's just like, and I've known Keith for a while. It's wild. Like Keith has two hats. He has I'm the comedian hat. No, he has a smooth voice. Like, look, I'm Keith Michael Ashton. Take your panties off. But he has that. Yeah, this is the wave. What's going on? Cool voice, but like producer wise, you get it in, and that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of women that you think, oh, well, she's a woman, she can't fucking. Our producer is a woman, so I mean, it can.
I produce shows too.
That's what I'm saying. But there's not a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you look at the Laugh Factory, fuck it, I'm gonna tell you. You look at the Laugh Factory, the Ha Ha, the Improv. I'm gonna tell you right now, I could easily say there's 80% men, minimum.
Yeah, I can say that.
Even though there's a lot
Even
of
in
women
comedy.
doing.
I could say that.
Just in comedy in general.
No, but there's a lot of women that can produce their own shows. What's stopping you?
Exactly. What's
men,
stopping you?
Men, that's what's stopping them.
All right,
And they're
Mr.
all
Yourself.
white. It's white men stopping us all. I'm telling you, it's not.
it's that, and they
It's
always
not our fault.
and they always honky lipping.
Yeah. Hey, guys, and if you're just tuning in and wondering why we're taking racial slurs and adding them to body parts, it's because we are Savage AF right here
Right.
on Marcus
and
King
by the
Presents.
way, Savage AF stands for Savage as Fuck. Okay? For all you bitches out there that's all sensitive and shit, it's called Savage as Fuck. It's not Savage, always friendly.
Yeah.
Savage, always formidable. It's
Right,
good. But I mean, yeah.
Savage and funny. No,
no,
that's
no,
not.
no. And Marcus King Presents, where the reason we put Dash Comedy with Marcus King Presents, Dash Comedy, is because Marcus is Mr. Big Dog.
He's the
a
boss
big
around
dog.
here.
And if you want to call in and talk to either one of our guests, it's 310-986-6610. Because because you have a pretty formidable Instagram following. You're up in the 50s.
I am.
She's
yeah.
getting around that
Ass.
60.
You're
Right.
about to hit
You're
60?
approaching that.
Yeah.
Ballin'
I mean,
ass.
soon enough.
Why don't you help us?
I know, right? Help me.
I'm getting up there. I'm not.
Well,
there yet.
I don't think so. Until I met you, a couple of other influencers that I know, I honestly didn't realize the amount of work that it does take to build up a following.
It does.
On these platforms, right? Like
This took me 3 years to get to this level.
that's right. And for those who don't know, she is very angrily holding her iPhone in the air. Like I know you can't see it, but
I earned these
I felt bad for that
followers.
iPhone. I'm like, girl, that screen is pressure sensitive now. All right. So yeah, it's a lot of work. Like it's like time and like you get carpal thumb syndrome.
Exactly.
And
And then you also have to put yourself out there and be like, oh my God, everybody's going to hate this and think I'm so stupid, but whatever, the followers.
And listen, this young lady is out here doing it without her booty on the sink. And listen,
Hey.
I in Britain,
Wait a minute.
in the United Kingdom, I'm what is known as an assman. Okay, like I love a good booty on the sink as much as the next guy. But this is true talent doing it, right? There's writing, acting, energy,
And I'm sure your
performance.
husband will be like, is that your booty on the sink in the Instagram? No, you will not do
He
that.
probably comes in at
That's
some
true,
point during the
yeah.
day and is like, baby, have you been putting your booty on the sink again?
By the way,
I'm seeing booty prints on the sink. Is that
that's Cardi B's new album. It's called Booty on the Sink.
booty on the sink?
Booty
Shorty,
on
what you
the
drink?
sink.
Yeah. Oh shit! Freestyle.
Yeah, you're.
World star. No, like
So no, but kudos to you, and it makes the kids happy
it always makes the kids happy.
when you can do
Thank
it
you,
without the
thank
booty
you.
on the sink.
I'm gonna ask Keith, what made you decide to start producing your own shows? Because you were doing other shows.
Yeah, I just
You're on other shows.
yeah, a lot of comics I just love, and I love to study them. So when I have them in my own show, I can just check them out. And
Oh,
close and
okay, that's a
personal.
good way to. Yeah,
You know?
he said it's personal. That was some Equalizer shit. Sometimes it's business, but sometimes it's personal.
There you go.
So you put together the shows that you would want to see.
Right, yeah, and I
okay.
put the combination of the comics. Like I don't put any comic in any show. I just think who else is on the show, try to max up a certain way, and usually have a really good time, man. We have a lot of funny, really talented folks. Period.
Yeah, man, but
Period.
you know what? Like when some shows I've been on where it'd be like 4 funny comics and 2 people that should just put mustard on a bullet and shove it in their face. I worked on a show with this one cat. I was like, man, you're like comedy leprosy. You're like the worst motherfucker I ever seen. But
Sound effects over here.
How did
That's
he
fucking-
get that show then?
how did he get that show? Miraculously, his cousin
Oh.
is the manager of the club. I found that out
That's
later.
called nepotism, y'all.
That's called nepotism.
Write
yo.
that down, class.
But I mean, you guys got a good lineup, and I was joking. I know the comics you have on the show. It's going to be a good show. The only one that I probably think will have a problem will be Pedro.
yeah,
I
Black,
think,
I am
I think
nervous
Pedro,
as shit.
He gets very nervous, and when he gets nervous, he starts peeing. You know how like he starts shaking like chihuahuas and stuff.
Palm sweaty, mom
Yeah,
spaghetti. That's
yeah,
me,
that's
baby.
Him. That's him. And all the Detroit drains out of him, and he becomes a lifeless.
I turn
Soul.
pale. I turn pale as Eminem.
Yes.
I really do.
No,
I'm
but
just
no.
like-
I mean, and I think that when we do the show, and by the way, if you want to come out to the show, make sure you can hit you up on your Instagram, and they can and hit you in the inbox so you can give them the information.
Right, yes, definitely. Again, it's KMA Images on Instagram, and Twitter is KMASHTON, or you get me on my website, which is KeithMichaelAshton.com.
Keith Michael
Yeah,
Ashton.
it's only $10. It's gonna be
And
really,
do you
really good
do you have a
show.
site, or you just use your
I mean,
brand?
I do. It's called HollywoodPositive.com, but I don't want you to go on my site. I just want you to go on my Instagram. You
See,
know?
this is what I love about the youth.
DM me.
This is what I love about the kids. Like you were
Slide
like,
in
do you
my
have a
DM.
website? She literally. Did you see her face a little bit? Like she leaned back a little bit. It's like I do, but
I do. But
she's like,
I
isn't
mean,
that for like the government or like?
Isn't that for old
Isn't that for
people?
taxes or something
you
like
guys,
that?
No,
I do business on my Instagram, so
Okay.
that's why
No,
I'm
no, I
shouting
get
out.
it.
Okay, but
No,
let
of
me hip
course.
you to something. Comedy clubs want to see your site. That is real shit.
They
I
do?
talked to
They wanna see my
I
site?
met with the fucking head of the improvs.
Well,
I was in Kansas City, and they were at the improv meeting, and they're like, "We take you seriously as a business when we see your site." Kevin fucking Hart has a site.
Yeah.
Who doesn't know Kevin Hart? McDonald's has a site. Why does McDonald's have to advertise? Doesn't everybody fucking know McDonald's? But guess what? They spend $50 million a year to advertise McDonald's, to shove it down your throat. So trust me.
well, it's a good thing I have a website, and my email is
Goddamn right, woman.
alara@hollywoodpositive.com. I don't have that Gmail shit.
Yeah. she too
You know what?
gangster for
That was,
Gmail.
that was kind of thug out. I like that. I mean,
Thank
I
you.
got, you know what I'm
Thank
saying? You got a sister? Because that was hot.
Hey
You know?
man, you know, speaking of thugged out, I'm gonna throw in a little topic in here for you guys.
You know what? I'm going to give you the prize. You're getting the Grammy for the best segues
I try,
ever.
man. I try. So things are getting a little thugged out over Israel within the Democratic Party. Are we aware of this?
Yes.
Okay, so recently, Representative Ilhan Omar made some comments that were seen to be as anti-Semitic, and she's like, you know, one of the first Muslim members of Congress, right? So that obviously isn't going to bode
That's
well.
not going. Yeah, that's not going to go over well.
But we've talked about it with a few other stories, you know, like Mark Lamont Hill. But it does seem that anytime anybody tries to say anything about Israel, that this band, this big voice comes out against them, even when some of the things that you hear people say, they're really just asking for a bit of equality between the two sides, like to just talk about, thinking about the other side's perspective. And
well, come on, man. Let's break it down. In Hollywood, in Washington, because of all the fucking, you say something about Jewish people, you mention something about Jewish people actually doing something wrong, and then Jewish people flip the fuck out. What she said was not really something bad about Jewish people. What Mark said was not really something that was bad. It was facts. And just like right now, Hollywood, not only Hollywood, the Grammys, they don't like to deal with fucking facts because Drake was right. Fuck all y'all. And this is a fact. She didn't say nothing bad about Jewish people. She was not dissing Jewish people. You can't even question when they're wrong.
Okay, so I'm going to read, and I agree with you, sir. I will read what...
I love the fact you called me sir.
I will read what Omar tweeted, and I will say that her commentary specifically, it's a bit inciting, given her background and the sensitivity of it. But she did tweet this. Israel has hypnotized the world. May Allah awaken the people and help them see the evil doings of Israel. Okay,
That's
so
hard.
let's pull back on that language a bit. All right, so what this is referencing, and the things I do think about are, because I truly, as a person who's part of an oppressed group myself, right?
Right.
Smart people, we get oppressed all the time.
I was gonna say transsexual.
We free. I live free, bitch. I don't know what you talking about. Go on, fish.
I don't know about the rest of y'all. But I've been a man for how long now?
But
shit, all my life.
But I absolutely empathize with the Jewish community and even the state of Israel in their dealings with oppression, a Holocaust. You know what I mean?
Right.
A sort of global subjugation to many degrees, right? However, I will say that in the years that they've, fought for, sort of never again, that movement, like to never let this happen to them again, I do see then some trampling of rights of other groups, right?
Exactly.
In which I would like to make, everybody aware of that, right? So that you can't just become the people that you were protecting yourselves from just to protect yourselves from those people, right? Like, so for me, I'll empathize with maybe your average Palestinian who, just like your average Jew or your average American or your average French person, has no fucking idea what's going on, wants to play video games and jack off and eat popcorn or whatever, right? Like,
no, I don't think you should jack off and then eat popcorn.
What do you think the butter's for?
You know what? Ayo, sticky fingers. Yay, it's all about the kids.
That's why the kids love the movies.
I know.
But no, so like I could then empathize with maybe your average Palestinian who, for whatever political reasons, gets a fucking missile dropped on their head, right?
It's like, man, I'm just
has no animosity towards any Jewish person or the Israeli state or anything. It's just they're a casualty. We call it collateral damage, right? They try and normalize it. But so then when that happens, well, now how does that person or their loved ones feel about Israel, Jews, or anything like that? So like what I'm saying is like we're not always going about the best ways of communicating these things. And then when somebody tries to convey that, Israel's like, send the Mossad to 2555. And it's like, holy shit.
Hey, wait a minute, man.
Whoa.
Chill out,
We're
man.
just trying to talk here, bro. So,
no, but I see what you're saying, and I'm going to ask you guys the same thing. I just feel like it's the same thing. The problem I have sometimes, and this is where Jewish people go, you'll never work in this country again, is how can you not have empathy after you went through a Holocaust and you don't have empathy for the Middle Passage and the Holocaust that black people went through? Because there's a lot of Jewish people.
Well, I mean, like the Jewish community, the ACLU. I mean, without Jewish lawyers, right? The black people wouldn't have most of the civil rights that we have, right? Like, right so I'm not, and when we say these terms, Jews, black, but like the general terms that we use.
The show's getting pretty edgy.
But we can't, I mean, it's called Savage AF.
I know, but we need to start talking about
No, we're doing fine.
I think we should start talking about bubbles.
Bitch, you talk about mouth rape every other week.
That's true. That's true.
But but
I just don't want to lose my gigs next week.
So we don't want to generalize everybody, and like I said, I empathize, but the problem is I empathize with both sides, and it seems like when you do, the state of Israel only wants you to recognize this one side.
Their
and
empathy.
And that is just not how negotiations can possibly work,
Keith,
right? It's like
Keith, do you
there
think
has
that-
to be some room to talk about this stuff.
Right. Do you think that it's equally? Is there a false equivalency with them, or do you think it's just like, you know what, the Jewish people are right, and she's wrong, and that's it?
Well, first of all, the statement I thought was very harsh, honestly.
Yeah.
But I do see in this country there's definitely a lot of pro-Israel feeling where if someone is anti-Israel, quote unquote, they get stomped on. I always feel like it's not fair between the Palestinian and the Israel situation. Right. And I feel other pro-Israel feel like, well, that's the way history is. We have to be hardcore. But the way I'm built, I feel it should be fairer than that.
So you thought what she said? Did you think what she said was evil and a little harsh? Because that's like me saying white people. Hold on. I think that's like me saying in a tweet. White people have done some incredibly evil shit, and I hope that black people wake up to the evil doing that they've been doing.
She threw
Exactly.
Allah. She threw Allah in there. Like, why you want to go and do that, huh? Come on, love.
Yeah, that is like some ISIS shit.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Well, I won't say it's ISIS shit like that. I mean, that's not going as far as terrorists.
Allah is their God.
But it's inciting.
I'm a Muslim female. I know this. I mean, I'm Turkish. I'm Muslim. You know, so I feel like I can say that type of stuff because I am one. You know.
Right. So, please feel free to say all of that on the show. That we love that.
We don't have a
I
problem
would
with
say
that.
that's not going as far as ISIS talk, but it is.
But you just
it's,
did.
It's incite. No, it's inciting though. It's like she's obviously throwing punches and like jabs and like
she's
not
literally
holding back.
putting
Body
down
shots.
another religion.
Yeah, exactly.
And saying that her religion is better.
And
I mean,
will,
that's
will awaken these people.
will awaken. I mean, that's literally what those extremists say about any other religion. So.
Body blow. That's what she was throwing.
But I feel like both sides have gotten to extremist standpoints.
Well,
you know what I mean?
you know
like,
what?
And that's ultimately an issue.
Is if you keep
And it's going to be an issue. But it's going to my main point and the reason why I bring these things up when they do come up in the news is that it's going to continue to be a problem. There will continue to be conflict in that region if there isn't room for discussion from both sides.
They don't want to discuss it.
It has to happen. And I trust me, I totally get it. There is a rhetoric. It's happening now with the alt-right movement.
Pedro, are you talking about the Jews?
No. You have to stomp it out, right? Like the things that the alt-right are saying now about blacks, about women, about Muslims, like you really can't let that perpetuate because it does become the Nazi movement, right? So like, in my opinion, you really can't let people talk like that. But you also have to realize that like, when people talk, they're not always saying that either, right? Like, and sometimes I feel like the state of Israel is like, wait, what'd you say? You don't like falafel? That's not even
maybe
true. But whatever.
Maybe she shouldn't use Allah. I think that she wouldn't use Allah, but
she used a lot of words she shouldn't use.
If people are doing evil, and she feels like people are doing evil, and there are evil doers.
Evildoers.
They're evildoers, which a lot of people are.
How'd you end up sounding like W?
Let me tell you what it is. All right, first off, there is a lot of evildoers, like those fucking Democrats. Okay, they don't want a fucking wall to save us and protect us. Okay, and I tell you right now, I will shut the government down for the rest of my fucking life if I don't get a goddamn wall. I want a wall, goddammit.
All right, Trumpty Dumpty, you go ahead and sit on that wall, man. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to break right here on Savage AF on Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy. When we come back, we have your twat waffle of the week, guys. I got a good one for you.
Waffle.
Yeah. And then we have another possible strike in another major city, guys. For the teachers.
And a possible shutdown.
Guys. All right, we'll be right back. Hey, man, shout out to Drake, man. Congratulations, brother, on that first Grammy. If you're just tuning in, you are listening to Savage AF right here on Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy.
I can't say that.
Shank's having aneurysm.
Savage AF.
All of a sudden.
Okay, this is Marcus King Presents. I'm going to tell y'all something right now. Shout out to Drake. Even though you already sold a gazillion fucking songs, I give you props. You got the Grammy.
Yeah,
I just don't give it to fucking Childish Gambino. That irritates the fuck out of me.
No, we got it. We know he stole that song. That's all good though.
Yeah.
Guys, right here on Savage AF, we do have two guests in the house. We do have Miss Alara Siri, the one and only Hollywood Positive. Make sure you guys follow her on Instagram at Hollywood Positive. We also have the infamous KMA himself,
the
Keith
notorious
Michael
Hey.
Ashton in the building.
From Trinidad.
Real Trini brethren, fussle. So guys, check this out, man.
Wow. We've
one-
been doing a lot of East Coast and a lot of fucking
a
Caribbean
lot of
shit
Caribbean
today.
shit today.
Caribbean.
But listen, so we live this life as comedians, artists out here trying to live off of the land, basically. And a lot of people are like, I don't know how you do it. But there's only one group apart from us that I actually say that about, and it's fucking teachers in America.
I don't know how they do it.
I literally don't know how these teachers do
How
it.
do you eat without killing one of these kids?
How do you eat? Period. First of all, is the main question that we're seeing right now is a major problem for a lot of our teachers here. Denver Teachers Union, they're getting ready to strike. They may have already walked out as
we speak.
as talks broke down yesterday. But they've been going the past 14 months without a contract, right? And have been trying to, negotiate for more money. And a lot of times people hear that shit and they're like,
They should be happy with what they get, and they're not doing a
So
good job
every
anyways.
person that talks is going to be talking like,
Why don't you?
I don't know. I don't know why I'm falling
don't
into
you
that
get
voice,
it? Why
man.
don't you get teachers?
That is my voice of
That's
ignorance
why
for
the
the day.
teachers have sex with the kids because they don't get no money.
Bro. Katie McOwen,
Yeah.
sixth grade math teacher.
That's why
At
she's
Place
fucking the
Place
kids.
Bridge Academy in Denver, right? Makes 50 G's a year. After her $1,000 rent and student bills and loans and all that, she's barely making it, dog. She drives a 2000 Honda Civic. How many miles? How many miles on the 2000 Honda Civic?
350,000 miles.
Almost, Shang. 310,000
Unbelievable.
miles
Wow.
on her car,
But the
man.
teachers don't need cars.
If this car breaks down, she's gonna have to live inside the tire. Do you understand me?
Yeah, but you know what? The teachers in Hollywood fought and said, you know what? And California said, yo, fuck that. You got to start paying us. And I actually commend them for doing that. And I was going to say condemn, but I was saying I commend them for doing that. And I think the teachers needed to be like, what you going to do? What the fuck y'all going to do? We won't teach your kids.
Let me ask you this: if you're like Sean Bowers, if your teacher has to drive Lyft and Uber after school, who the fuck's grading the papers?
Right.
Like how is he checking the math scores or anything like
busy.
that? Like,
They're too busy hunting for food to follow up and see if you got a good grade.
this motherfucker has 3 roommates. This is a grown ass man teaching kids, 3 roommates, and he pays the cheapest rent.
My
and can barely
cousin
afford
Daryl,
that.
my cousin Daryl's a teacher, and he tells me, man, it's like I gotta go, cut wood and do all kind of other shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's like if you find your kid on drugs and you ask, where did you get this? It's probably from the goddamn teacher. So, like at that point, I just combine the two, sell drugs to the kids.
yeah, and that mean at least you know that.
Then
you're-
I'd become a cop and arrest them for it. You know what I'm saying? You teach them, sell them, arrest them.
But no, for us, I would say comedy. We even got it better than teachers because at least we can hustle and go to different comedy clubs and do something. You can't, as a teacher, what are you gonna do? Bounce around to different schools?
No, but that's what. Well, no, but that's what that's what all these teachers are having to do, though. Is like all these side hustles, man. Like after school, so
Tutoring.
like tutoring stuff outside of that. If you're a handyman, you're doing that.
Yeah.
You're driving your Lyft around. You're,
Prostitution.
but whatever you got to do down at the strip club, getting it in.
It's like, and please welcome Miss McGillicuddy.
Yeah, she about
Look at
to.
her go. Look at McGillicuddy. Look at her on the pole.
But I mean, I just can't imagine how we expect to provide quality education for our kids
Fuck the kids is
the
what
people
they said.
when the people who are guiding that education are absolutely stressed out,
the
work to the bone.
government don't give a fuck.
Let me tell you, a job that underpays you is the job you do not give a fuck about. Am I right, people?
So
Have we
Billy, you didn't good on that grade? Who gives a fuck, man? You're gonna grow up and be a psycho killer anyway.
Alara, I feel like you're about to say something.
Well, it's kind of like, don't you think that these teachers, they know this going into it, so it's not really a job that you go into for the money. So
right,
they should
right.
know
No.
that.
Okay, I get that. I get
Wow.
that. Right. No. Okay.
You know
okay.
what? You're a very beautiful woman, but good Lord, you're cold. Well, you knew you wasn't gonna make no money, you fucking losers.
Well, here's the thing.
Savage as fuck right
That
now.
is, yeah. I don't think at this point anybody's under the misconception that I'm about to go to Frederick Douglass High School and get paid in this bitch. Like, you ain't gonna be walking out every other Friday like fanning yourself with dough, right?
Yeah, but
however,
what?
given the weight, so. You can put a certain amount of weight on the or responsibility on an individual for choosing any given career path, right? So anytime I've tried to, not anytime, but there have been times where I've tried to vocalize either to like exes or whatever, like the obstacles, the pitfalls, the hardships of being a comedian, and they're like, well, why don't you stop doing that shit then? Why you pick that shit?
So if you go into, like, you say I'm going to be a MySpace social media manager, maybe you won't make a lot of money.
Because MySpace is dead.
Exactly. Like, hey, man, when I get this MySpace shit popping off, y'all all going to see.
It's like, I'm about to sell calculators.
Y'all
That's going to be my...
no idea. That's my hustle.
That's a failure.
Like comedy-wise, would you say that it's equal to teachers, or would you say that teachers got it way harder?
No, teachers got it way harder because it's a lot more responsibility. I mean, you're trying to...
And they get way less laughs than we do. Like, to be honest, their material goes over... way worse. Like silence. You ever tried to teach? You ever crack that Pythagorean theorem joke?
Yeah, man.
Falls dead every time.
One time I tried to close with my thermodynamics and kinetic energy and how it affects the world around us. Fucking bombed.
Bombed. There you
Bullshit.
go. But so the teach, to Lara's point, like, okay, so teachers going in, you'd be a crackhead to think that you're about to get paid. But I was gonna say, as a society, I'm gonna put the weight on us to say to understand the gravity of that position,
right,
and where we stratify it in our society, right? So, booty on the sink, top dollar, right?
What's wrong with that, though?
Teach you how to fix a sink, no dollars. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what though? I think you're underplaying how much value booty on the sink got.
No, I'm saying we put all the weight.
Okay,
get it behind the booty.
I think the booty on the sink is very important. I think that the teachers should learn from social media people. Use your social media and do one thing about a lesson, and then the next picture, booty on the sink.
And what is that, physics? You see,
physics.
two objects cannot occupy the same sink at the same time.
As you see my ass cheeks hit that, you see that? That's called friction. Kids will learn.
I don't know, man. I'm just like, as a society, we need to recognize that this is, this is one of the most important jobs. How do we do anything, right? Like, I can't read, write, spell, count without a teacher. A teacher taught me how to do all of that shit.
You know what?
You know what I mean?
It taught me, without teachers, I wouldn't have learned how to tell you about this next show. Without teachers, what would I do? But no, we got two guests in the house. We're about to wrap up in a little bit, and I wanted to let them tell you about their shows coming up. Pedro is actually going to be on one of the shows with Hollywood Positive, and I'm going to be on KMA show, which is Keith Michael Ashton's. Let them know about the show.
Hold on, before we wrap up, I'm gonna hit y'all with this last story. All right,
you gotta get this last one out.
Yeah, man, we got this last one. I promised the people the twat waffle of the week. So we're going to give it to them.
Well, we got to give them a twat waffle, which is a delicious side dish.
Raphael Samuel, a 27-year-old Indian man. He is our twat waffle of the week. He wants to sue his parents for giving birth to him, quote, without his consent. And he feels that at this point, since they gave birth to him without his consent, that they should be liable for his care for the entirety of his life.
Get the fuck out of here.
Wait, is this the right button? That's
when I read
it. I'm like, this is a true twat waffle. Listen, I'll be the one who said, like, on your birthday, you shouldn't even celebrate your life. You should celebrate your parents' life, because the day you were born, you didn't do a goddamn thing but start crying and shitting. Right, and like that should be homage to your parents. Stuff.
That obviously, unless he's just crazy as cat shit, that's obviously a publicity stunt. There's no fucking way he can't. Come on, man.
It cracked me the fuck up. Though.
And the courts probably said, "Well, what about his rights before he had rights and awareness and the consciousness?" I feel like Indian parents are like a lot of parents of color. Like, they don't play that shit. Yeah.
So like, if I had said to my mom, like, she owes me for giving birth to me, like, If I had said that at 12, I would have woken up at 42 and been like, what happened?
If you woke up at all.
Yeah, right. If I woke up, lucky I let you live, guys. What do you think, guys? Do we owe our parents for having us born without our consent?
The first 10 years of my life, my parents told me they found me in a trash can.
Yes.
They told me, I was like, well, why did I really thought this was true. I was like, well, why do I have a birth certificate? Like, we found you in the trash can outside of the hospital.
With your birth certificate.
Went inside and got you a birth certificate. And I'm like, oh, thanks.
You know
What do you think they were trying to achieve with that story?
Yeah, what? Who?
They were just
fuck
fucking.
is wrong?
Were they were just fucking with you, or were
Hey, man,
were they
play
joking
it.
with you?
No, hold
Was
up.
it like was it
No.
joking? Was it like
Play the what
you know
the
we found
fuck
you in
on
the
that
trash
one.
can, or was it like we found you in the trash can? You are
We don't
nothing
even
like
know
your
how-
siblings.
Yeah,
we
we
don't
don't know
know
how
who
you
you
got
are.
I think part of it was because I was so much younger. Like, I was the happy accident.
Okay.
All of my siblings are 10 to 16 years older than me. I'm the only one that was born in the U.S. They were all born
Okay.
in Vietnam.
Okay.
And so I think that was like part of it. And they did do it jokingly, but they literally, that's all they said. They never.
It was never like
It was
sigh.
never, oh, when you were born.
Yeah, we
or
just fucking with you.
when I, yeah.
It was way before you understood sarcasm, so you were just like.
And every time they go past a garbage can, you know that's where you're from.
Yeah. But then my mom started to
this
complain
show has
about
gotten
me being
very
born.
dark.
So maybe our parents don't owe us shit, but I think your parents do owe
Okay,
you an apology,
yeah, that's
Cassie.
an apology.
Or at least
Therapy.
Therapy
They
for
said
sure.
for my therapy.
free waste management for a year at least.
That's obviously
Somebody
that dude,
take out the trash.
That dude obviously is missing a few marbles to even say the shit. And
if he had any.
If the court actually takes this case, then fuck the court forever. Seriously, fuck the court forever.
They should arrest him for wasting our time.
Wasting our time.
Right.
Wasting the taxpayer dollar.
But
y'all.
in fact, if the audience don't come out to the show this week, I'm gonna sue your ass. So make sure y'all come. Make sure y'all come out. I'm gonna sue all y'all for not coming to the show. So
Hey, we are gonna wrap up here
that's
on
what I- yeah, see,
Savage
I know,
AF.
That's a wrap up. She's doing a little finger thing again.
So I guess one more time we have the fantastically fabulous Alara Siri in the house. Hollywood Positive. Let them know once again where they can follow you, where they can find you, and just.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Hollywood Positive or my website, hollywoodpositive.com.
That's for the industry people.
For the
if you are
senior
industry
citizens.
people. And yeah, that's where you can find me. Or you can find me this Saturday with Pedro at the Haha Comedy Cafe Club at 7 p.m. this Saturday.
Yes.
Come out.
That's gonna be
Come
off
one,
the chain.
come all.
Come out to the show
And we have Keith
Sunday
Michael
night,
Ashton.
Ice House, second stage with Shang, headlining. It'll be a great show. February 17th, 7 p.m. Check me on Instagram, KMA Images, Twitter, KMASHTON. Keith Michael Ashton is my website. And it's going to be a great show. Come on down. Only $10, man. Come on down.
come on down
That's
to
it,
the
baby.
show.
That's
And
it.
1,000 guarantees of laughter, and I'm gonna do a clean set, so it's gonna probably the wall's gonna start bleeding.
Satan will be in the front row, guys. Beelzebub will be there.
I will be doing a clean set for all you little sensitive, yogurted bitch ass motherfuckers. So I'm gonna get all my motherfuckers out of the way now.
If you have cloven hooves, come on down
to the
'cause-
show.
Yeah, all that will be welcome, guys. This is Savage AF right here on Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy. Make sure you guys tune in every Tuesday, 3 to
Tuesday.
5 live.
No, 3 to 5. Pacific Standard Time.
That's PM,
Make
guys.
sure PM, yeah. So make sure you come out to all the live shows. If you're in the islands, go see my man.
Yeah, I'll be Bahamas come through, guys.
Come on through.
We're doing it all week, y'all. Stay tuned, guys.
Stay
I'm
tuned.
Black Pedro.
I'm Shang, and goodbye.
We're out.
Goodbye.
Peace. Turn off my mic. Hit that button. Kill it. Now.
That's his song.
Stop.
Yes.
The
J
mic is
News
still
in the building.
Kill it.
Cocaine on the table. Welcome to Hollywood, nigga. What would you do for the limelight? What would you do if it felt right? Couple white bitches on me with my dark shades on.